Hey guys, it's Shane back here on WD18 for another match preview. This time the Golden Boys are back at Vicarage Road to take on Liverpool Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. I for one, I'm not going to lie, I'm so glad the Premier League's back. Very little interest, if any at all, really in England, and it's good that we're going to be back at Vicarage Road after what seems like a very long time. The last game we actually had at home was Huddersfield. A very positive 3-0 win there. Coming into this game, obviously off the back of the international break, but also two games where I thought we were a little bit frustrated with. I think in hindsight, perhaps the point at Southampton was a good one, given that our performance wasn't actually that good. I guess we rallied in the second half. The introduction of Troy Deeney being absolutely pivotal to that revival. Ended up salvaging a point against the Southampton, I would argue, a rejuvenated Southampton side, given the problems with their manager, with Mark Hughes. They turned up and they gave us a good game. The game before that, however, was nothing short of abysmal, really. 1-0 defeat to Newcastle, their first win of the season, and one shot on target for the Hornets. So, yeah, not brilliant, really. And I guess kind of coming off the back of the Huddersfield game, looking ahead at those two away games, I was expecting nothing more than 6 points, really, given the kind of way that we were playing, the form that we'd picked up. We'd picked up 2 wins as well. It was Wolves away and Huddersfield at home that we managed to get 2 very solid victories in. And it was very much a surprise to leave those 2 away games actually only having got a point. And in some respects, we were lucky to even have a point. So it is all about kind of bouncing back, and there are few opposition in this league that are harder to bounce back against. I'd say there are two. I'd say the 2 hardest are probably Liverpool and Man City, and guess what? We play one of them on Saturday afternoon. Start off though with a little bit of team news. Of course, the big news of the week has been the confirmation of Adalberto Peñaranda, the 5-year deal that he signed, and the big news that his work permit has now been approved, so he is now ready to start and play games for Watford. Fantastic news. However, I'm not entirely sure he's going to be included in the matchday squad. I think Javi is going to probably, I think he's even said, in his press conference, he's going to probably monitor him for a little while longer. It's a bit of a baptism of fire, I think he's called it, to put him in for Liverpool. I'd love to see him in the squad. I'd love to see him on the bench. I'd love to see him get maybe 20 minutes at the end, 25 minutes at the end if we do need goals or a striker or just to freshen up the team. I would absolutely introduce him. So that he gets the warm Vicarage Road welcome, really. I think that will do him the world of good. I think being out on the sidelines, turning up to training every day, not really sure as to what's kind of going on with the work permit and all that, and wanting to meet the fans, wanting to just get the shirt on and get his first game or his first few minutes under his belt. I think it could be a perfect opportunity to do that at the end of the Liverpool game or within the latter stages of the second half. In regards to other team news, Etienne Capoue returns from suspension, so for me he slots straight back into the side again. Will Hughes has been doubtful, however, looking at the team news and the updated team news, he looks to have shrugged off the hip problem that forced him off against Southampton, so bit of a dilemma there though for Javi in regards to our lineup. Honestly, if Hughes had been out, it would have been obvious to have gone 4-4-2, start Deulofeu out on the right-hand side. I'd probably still go with that, personally. Will Hughes has been great for us this season. I really enjoyed him, but I just think Deulofeu being back in the side. Ben Foster kind of alluded to it, actually, at the fans forum. He's been out for a while, but he's now getting into his stride. He's reaching his peak fitness levels as well, and Foss had a bit of a joke there as well, saying that he's the kind of guy whereby he does a little bit of skilling and he can leave you flat on your ass, really. So, positive signs from him, and I'd actually start Deulofeu. I didn't think he had a great game though against Southampton, but I think come Saturday afternoon, I think he'll be crucial for us, and he's going to have a tough game up against Andrew Robertson, and we'll go on to Liverpool in just a little bit. Sebastian Prodor is still out. Daryl Janmaat is, I say, about a week or so away. I think somebody actually asked the question at the fans forum to Daryl. He played in the under-23s game, or is going to play in the under-23s game, I think tonight, or I'm not entirely sure when that is, against Coventry, but he should be looking for a return, possibly actually against Leicester next week. Potentially, not entirely sure, of course, depending on how his recovery kind of goes. And then the last bit of team news is Tom Cleverley, a man that I was hoping may be given a start. He seems a little bit 50-50 at the moment. I think it's a lack of match fitness. Again, the kind of guy I would quite happily stick on the bench and say, right, come on as and when, if and when we actually need you. But again, a bit like Peñaranda, it'd be nice to see him again. It'd be nice to see him in a Watford shirt again, and it'd be very nice to for him to get those minutes under his belt. And I think, as I say, at the Vic, I think it's the perfect opportunity to do so. Moving on from Watford, let's have a little chat about Liverpool now. Liverpool are a side who, let's be honest, have got the better of us in the last set of occasions. They've won their last 5 of their last 7 games at Vicarage Road. They're looking like a good team this season. Maybe haven't reached the heights necessarily of last season by way of their flair, but they're able to get a job done. I've had a few fans message me on Insta and have said to me it's not going to be an easy game. The Liverpool fans are very wary of the threats that we possess. They're wary as well that actually Liverpool haven't played amazingly well this season. You look back, of course, at their defeat to Red Star Belgrade in the Champions League. They were dominated by a very strong physical striker. We have 2 physical, strong strikers in our squad, but their quality should never, ever be underestimated. You know, they've got three fantastic centre forwards. Sadio Mane, of course, who signed a new deal yesterday, which will, of course, be a massive positive for the Liverpool fans. Roberto Firmino, Mo Salah, if those guys can score with a moment's gloss. They don't need 2-3 attempts to score. They can bury their chances, and it's about, for me, from my perspective, it's about us burying our chances. We failed to do that at Southampton. We had 1 shot on target against Newcastle. That's got to change. I think the big battle, though, on the weekend will come in the midfield. I know for Liverpool, Jordan Henderson is back fit again, which Liverpool fans think is a massive boost. We'll agree to disagree on Jordan Henderson's playing ability, but I think it's a crucial battle for our midfielders. I think you've got Abdoulaye Doucouré and Etienne Capoue, who I expect to start the game in the midfield. They'll have a very tough game up against, I assume it's going to be Naby Keita and Gini Wijnaldum and Fabinho. And that's going to be very tough for them. For me, I'm a big fan of Gini Wijnaldum in that midfield. I think he's very much an underrated star in that Liverpool side. But it'll be about how we combat the midfield. It'll be about, I think, exposing some of their weak points. And I've said off camera, I think they've got 2 big weak points. I think Alisson is a weak point for them. I think if you put him under enough pressure, he might just crack. And for me, at right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold had a great Champions League campaign last season. I think he's looked relatively solid for England as well. Of course, he scored, but there's a little bit of a shaky side to him. And with Roberto Pereira in the form that he currently is, I would hope he kind of takes advantage of that, really. Should just point out, I would make very few changes from the side. That started against Southampton. I think Capoue comes in. It's that midfielder partner Doucouré. Foster in goal, Kiko right back, Holebas left back. The 2 centre backs for me, I'd probably go Maps and Cathcart in there. There are, of course, calls for Holebas to return, for Cabasele to return, but I wouldn't necessarily make that change right now. I'd say 4-4-2, right side of midfield, Gerard Deulofeu, left side of midfield, Roberto Pereira. 2 men up top, Troy Deeney and Arctic success for me. How do I see the game going? I think it will be a tough game for us. I think it'll be a tough game for them as well. A lot of big clubs tend to underestimate us, and I think that definitely works in our favour. If I was to do a score prediction for you right now, I'd probably go 2-1 Watford. I think we can just nick it. I just think there's something about us when we play the big clubs at home. It's the way in which Javi sets up as well, which always seems to favour that. But as I've said, and as many fans will echo on the channel throughout the weekend, it's about taking your chances, and we need to do that. It's as simple as that, really. The longer we miss our chances, the longer we waste good opportunities, the more opportunity we'll give to Liverpool. Liverpool won't need 5-6 attempts at goal. They will probably score from their first attempts at goal. They are that kind of team, and we should never ever underestimate that. But it's about getting into those positions and taking full advantage of that. And for me, we just haven't done that in the last recent weeks. So that's got to change. But I am positive coming into the game on Saturday. We've got a very tough run of matches, and of course our next game after this at home will be Manchester City. So, and that's a midweek as well. So it's important that we try and get the best results we possibly can. And that's all for me.